Wow, what a finale for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let's talk about that episode. Everybody, so we've reached the finale of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. Pretty crazy that it's already the finale. We're at the 6th episode mark. It's been a lot of fun, though, talking about the show each and every week as the episodes drop, so make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of the finale? Because that's part of the fun of it all, the discussion aspect. Now, this was the kind of MCU big finale that I expected. It's a big action fight in New York between the Flag Smashers, Sam and Bucky, and also Sharon's there as well. She shows up, and even John Walker later on. I love that basically right off the bat, we see Sam fly in his new Captain America outfit. I think it looks spectacular. It looks like it's ripped right out of the comic books from his appearances as Captain America in the comics. I also think it's great that right when he flies in, he tells someone he's Captain America, so you know he is Captain America now. He is Falcon no more. Then we get this really fun fight between him and Batroc the Leaper because, of course, he teamed up with the Flag Smashers in the last episode. Sharon called him in. We'll get to the Sharon stuff in a little bit, but yeah. Batroc the Leaper, I mean, he is what he is. He's just a mercenary character. He's good for a few fight scenes, but otherwise I really don't care about Batroc that much. But it was a good fight, I will admit that. It's just a shame that the fight doesn't come to a satisfying conclusion because Sam flies off to take care of people that are being held hostage by the Flag Smashers. As this is all going on, Bucky is on his own mission to help save people. He actually has a phone call with Carly and tries to reason with her. That seems to be a theme that goes on throughout the episode as Sam tries to do that as well. But it doesn't go as well, and then he just goes on and fights the Flag Smashers on his own. And then out of nowhere, John Walker appears as he is, of course, very angry with Carly because he killed Battlestar. We see him throw his homemade Captain America shield, and it does absolutely nothing. By the way, we see that shield a couple times. It's terrible. It's dented all to hell by the time this episode's over, so I'm definitely thinking he's gonna get another shield later on once he becomes US agent. What was surprising to me, though, about John Walker is he almost has kind of like a redeeming point in this episode because he chooses between saving the hostages or going to take on Carly once again, and he actually goes and saves the hostages, and it seems like they're all fine with him later on in the episode. Or I should say he attempted to save the hostages. It still doesn't go all that well. Thankfully, Sam swoops in and saves the day. We get these awesome crowd shots of people actually calling him Captain America. I thought that was a really great moment as well. Basically, every time Sam is on screen as Captain America, he's doing something really amazing. I think my favorite highlight of the episode as him as Captain America is actually when he's taking on the stuff in the helicopter. He looks great. He's taking on all the stuff. He's got Red Wing back, and it's just an awesome scene altogether. It's high-octane MCU action that I expect from a show like this. And then we get to the Sharon Carter stuff. It's revealed that she's actually the power broker when she goes and talks to Carly. I mean, I guess it was kind of predictable that Sharon was going to be the power broker. I don't know how I feel about it just because I like the character a lot in the comic book Sharon Carter, Agent 13. Now they're going to make her this kind of like supervillain aspect. I'm just not really sure about where that's going. But Batroc shows up because he's, of course, hired by Sharon to spy on Carly. And he gets shot. I assume he dies. It looks like he got shot and he's dead. Then on top of that, we have Sam show up and Carly wants to fight Sam. But Sam doesn't want to fight her because he's always been trying to reason with her this entire show. And it's just a really heartbreaking ending to this whole thing just because Sharon shoots her in the back. Carly dies in Sam's arms. Really tragic moment, at least in my opinion. Carly Morgenthau, I mean, she had the right ideas. She wasn't like a phenomenal character or anything, but it's just sad to see her go out in this way. Basically as a martyr for her cause of the Flag Smashers. Basically the Flag Smashers themselves are just over at this point because the rest of them get blown up in an explosion later on in a car bombing. This entire portion of the episode is really emotional and powerful as we see Sam carry Carly out to the stretcher. And then he has this really powerful speech to these senators and all of the cameras around him as he's really just calling for people to do better as people and as a nation and use that power for the greater good. And I think that's something that Captain America should stand for, and I like that Sam is putting that out there. It really shows that he has understood the mantle of Captain America, and he's really going to be a really great Captain America. Then after that, we see Bucky goes and talks to Mr. Nakashima from the first episode, reveals to him the truth that he killed his son when he was the Winter Soldier. That was a very emotional scene as well, as he says he had no choice but to kill him just because he's brainwashed, of course. Seemingly that seemed to be the end for Bucky's list that he made as he gives it to his therapist and he's done with the book. And I like that. I like that sort of conclusion, at least for this arc when it comes to Bucky, as he's kind of gotten closure now and he can move on with his life. To me, at least, it almost felt symbolic that this is the end of the Winter Soldier. Now he's Bucky or the White Wolf, whichever name he wants to go by now. So we don't really have to give him the moniker of the Winter Soldier anymore. Same with Falcon, as he's not the Falcon anymore. He's Captain America. So really, the whole point of the show, the title of the show, is moot now because Falcon and Winter Soldier are both no more. And I tell you, they keep packing on these emotional punches at the end of the episode as Sam goes to talk to Isaiah Bradley one last time. They talk about, you know, the Captain America mantle and all the stuff that it comes with it. And I love that Sam takes them to go see an Isaiah Bradley statue they put in the Captain America memorial. So now Isaiah Bradley's legacy isn't erased anymore. I thought that was really great. I love to see stuff like that in this episode. And to close things out, we see Valentina Allegra de Fontaine show up once again, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and she gives U.S. Agent his new suit. Now John Walker is in the full U.S. Agent garb. Looks like it's straight ripped out of the comics. It looks great as a suit. It'll be interesting to see where John Walker pops up next after this, because who knows at this point. You know, he could be a Thunderbolt, he could be a Dark Avenger, he could just be a side character in a different MCU project entirely. Who knows? But it's an interesting character, I guess, nonetheless, and we'll see him at some point later on in the future. But also, we get a mid-credit scene where Sharon is actually pardoned for everything. She's free, but of course she's a villain now, and she has villainous tendencies, and she has all of her villainous plans set up right at the get-go. So I guess she's the power broker, she's a villain now, and I'm not a big fan of that, at least initially. I have to sit on it a little bit more, but I don't know how I feel about Sharon Carter being the power broker and this big, I guess, overarching villain now. But yeah, still a really great episode as a whole. I thought this was a really good series on the whole. I had some issues with it. Of course, the Flag Smashers really didn't materialize to anything that I really enjoyed, but John Walker was a really great villain, and it was just an overall decent time. I am curious where these characters are going to end up next. Where do you guys think they're going to end up next? All of these characters, John Walker, Captain America, Bucky, all them. Share all your thoughts down below in the comment section, because that's all things movies and TV with you guys. Thank you so much for checking my reviews, though. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like it, the subscribe button. We'll keep the reviews, show actions, unboxing, and more on the channel. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.